Welcome to Fireside Talk, where two idiots sit down and discuss mythology, or I guess folklore creatures.
Yeah.
The inspiration for this one came about because, well, I'm writing what is hopefully going to become a book series on mythological and folklore creatures, and I was doing some research online, and people kept mixing up two very specific Norse creatures, and it was pissing me off. And as far as I remember, you were kind of excited about the fact that you found somebody else that it pissed off as well.
Yeah, like the second you hear people mix up two things that have like one thing in common but otherwise don't, it gets frustrating when you see just people kind of making those kinds of dumb errors. And I guess we can start with that particular example.
Yeah, because it came about that, what was it? I was doing research on Draugen, or I guess in more English terms it would be Draugr.
Yeah, like the Skyrim ones, except less lame.
I mean, the Skyrim ones, sure, they call them Draugen, and it does actually have some similarities because Draugrs usually are either sea or land creatures.
Yeah.
There are examples of land Draugrs as well.
Yeah, but the ones in Skyrim is of course built on the Elder Scrolls mythology, and therefore don't have the weird, crazy powers of real life Norse Draugr, which
Like, growing to be as tall as big as they fucking want to.
yeah, like size manipulation, elemental manipulation, weather control.
I remember I remember reading the story that was actually took place here in Trøndelag, where or northern Norway somewhere, if I remember correctly. This dude, like on Christmas Eve, was going down to like the boathouse
Yeah.
to fetch his moonshine keg,
Yeah.
and the Draugr was just sitting on the keg, just looking out in the ocean. And the dude was like already like halfway plastered, so he took like this giant spear and just poked them in the back. And then the Draugr just flew out to sea and came back and started chasing him. And he ran into like a cemetery and he yelled out, like, "Oh, Christian souls laid to rest in this cemetery, rise and fight the Draugr." And like all he heard as he was running was just wood creaking and like things shrieking. And like the next day he came back with the priest and some people from the town. Like all the graves were empty. You saw like splintered wood and what is it in English? Tongue?
Yeah, kelp.
Yeah, like kelp strewn about. And like massive fucking footprints. Like
Yeah.
that's all you saw.
Yeah, like fucking random Christian zombies ain't gonna beat a Draugr in a 1v100. Oh, you're a consecrated soil now. Doesn't fucking matter when the guy grows to the size of Godzilla.
Yeah, no.
And the fact that Draugr are basically immortal.
Oh yeah.
Unless you hit them with fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are other ways to remove the Draugr's power.
Yeah, like, why the fuck wouldn't you just offer the bastard a drink and a more comfortable chair? Like, no, I'm just gonna stab this undead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just some drunk farmer wanker. I'm just gonna okay, I see evidence of the great beyond, just sitting here, having a chill, looking at the sea. I'm gonna piss him off.
It's like that fucking Gabriel Iglesias joke. That's a dangerous creature. He fucking rips people apart and swallows them whole. I'm gonna poke him with a stick.
Yeah, it's the Steve Irwin of some central to northern Norway.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah. Well, the specific example that pissed the two of us off, though, is when people mix up Nøkken and Fossegrimmen.
Yeah, and for those of you who are wondering what that is, basically, Nøkken lives in lakes.
Yeah.
He can appear as a handsome man, dapperly dressed,
Yeah.
or
a beautiful horse, too, I believe.
yeah, and he also has this way of camouflaging himself as like water lilies or like, debris in the lake. And that's how he sneaks up on people and fucking snatches them and drowns them.
Yeah. It just, the horsey bastard, like, pulling people under. Doesn't look good underwater, looks really good above water.
Oh yeah, no, underwater he's like terrifying.
Yeah, like the essence of fuck ugly.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, worry about who you call ugly in land school. Or whatever. I don't know. Fossegrimmen, on the other hand, is this waterfall spirit, I suppose we could call it.
Yeah, he's like a spirit that he has this physical manifestation. He lives in the waterfall, And the way he lures in people is in the waterfall. He plays his fiddle, and he's really fucking good at
Or
it.
other musical instruments too. They're not necessarily malignant or malevolent.
No,
They're not. You can just stroll up to them and be like, "Man, you play some really nice music," and they'll be like, "Thanks, buddy."
yeah,
Yeah, and you can offer it a very specific offering, which is you gotta offer it some lamb shanks or whatever.
yeah, like
snitched from your-
cured lamb shanks.
Yeah, snitched from your neighbor. Like that depends on what region you're in.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
I guess the most generally accepted way is that if you walk up to him and be like, "Hey, you play pretty good fiddle, son. How about you teach me?" He'd be like, "You got to come with a lamb shank 3 days in a row." And if at any point he doesn't, like, you got to steal it from your neighbor's outhouse where you cure the
Yeah.
meat and all that. If at any point he doesn't deem it acceptable, he will fucking make you play the fiddle until you die.
You know, you could roll up to them. Here, I brought you a bag of McDonald's. Anyway, yeah, like you can ask him to teach you to play, but the thing is, depending on how good you want to get, like he's intense about it.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to get, somewhat good, yeah, he'll teach you to be somewhat good. He can teach you to be very good. If you want to be fucking amazing, godlike at musical instruments, he can teach you how to do that, and you'll continue practicing until your fingers bleed and fall off and you fucking die.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a bit of a hubris story with a little bit of northern twist. Icarus plunged into the sea down in Greece. Around
Here,
here,
your fingers fall off.
yeah, like, you can see where we got all that fucking black metal.
Yeah. No, so like, yeah, but like the thing was, I was watching this YouTube video. I don't remember who it's from, and even if I did, I don't want to put them on blast. Where, because I was doing research on the Draugr, and then I decided, oh, I see they have a cute video on Nukken. Let's check that out, because that could also be an interesting topic, because the whole idea of my book series is going to be demystifying and deglorifying them. Because I see way too many people out there being like, oh, this fucking mythological creature or folklore creature is cool or cuddly or I want to meet them. No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah, because the thing is, in modern fantasy and modern pop culture, a lot of these things have been somewhat twisted. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the modern dwarf was introduced by Tolkien. Like, what we had before that, like proper Norse dwarves.
Fucking terrifying.
Yeah, they were really good smiths, like absurdly good smiths, but they were also kind of cunty and fuck ugly.
Oh yeah, no.
And lived underground, but like
You have what was it? Sigbjörn Moster.
Yeah.
With his books, he wrote about he calls them black elves.
Yeah, dark elves.
Dark elves.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to say black elves on YouTube.
No, but I'm directly translating it, and that's for some reason the first thing that came into my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he calls them dark elves, but they also call them dwarves. They are fuck ugly, live underground, and if you get bitten by one, you die.
Yeah, imagine Gollum, but like a hive of him crawling on the walls. Yeah, well, like, Norse dwarves, though, are fucking ridiculous. They made Thor's hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Gungnir, Odin's spear. They made the fetters that held Fenrir. And a bunch of other, like, amazing Norse artifacts.
Oh, yeah. No,
like,
they're great.
Yeah,
they're just fuck ugly.
The giant mechanical murder boars.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the dwarves sure knew what they were doing, but man, it's like, you can kind of liken that to Hephaestus in Greek myth, actually. Like, amazing with his hands, make beautiful, beautiful works of art and fantastic, whatever the fuck he wants to make. And then he kind of looks like he got beat with the short end of the ugly stick.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of because, old daddy threw him off a mountain, though.
Yeah, no, that's true. But, like, going back to the whole, like, you don't want to meet them, what really spurred that for me was I was scrolling through TikTok, and this dude popped up on my For You page, and he was talking about how so many people are talking about the Fae people, and how they're like, oh, they're so adorable, I want to meet them, they sound so cool. No!
Yeah.
They are fucking scary.
Yeah, like the second you go over to Ireland, you better keep your hand out of their pot of gold, or you're gonna get fucking shanked.
Yeah,
Like they're
no,
gonna eat your children in the night.
yeah, no. There are so many people. Like I was also watching Hozier, the guy who made that song "Take Me to Church." You heard that one?
No.
No, it's a great fucking song. But he has done this impromptu version of a song called "The Humors of Whiskey,"
Mm-hmm.
and he has a beautiful fucking voice. He's Irish. And the comment section is just filled with like, so the Fae aren't even trying to hide anymore. If I heard this in the damn forest, I'd follow the Fae people, no doubt about it. No, like the Fae people are fucking scary. Like you tell them your name, which in their term would be giving them your name. You're fucked.
Yeah.
They control you now.
Yeah. Actually, kind of reminds me of Hindi myths. The old Hinduism.
I haven't really looked that much into Hindu myths.
Yeah, no, like that. That's the thing. Like here in the West, people tend to overlook like Central Eastern things.
Yeah.
And like yes, there because of all the weebs, there are like, a decent chunk of knowledge about Japanese and Chinese. But
Take it.
yeah, like the Hindi often get overlooked in this, and like if you possess a part of a god's body, you can then control that god in a sense, kind of like the name thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the gods kind of pulled a fast one on one of the other gods by just like because the guy had a bad habit of biting nails, so you just got a hold of the nail clippings and just use that as a weapon against them. I don't remember the specifics though. Like, there's a lot of really cool influences from Hinduism, though. Have you seen/played Asura's Wrath?
I've played some of it and seen some of it. I was meaning to play through it at some point, but I just haven't gotten around to it, honestly.
I would recommend not playing it, rather watching it. It's one of those things that's better enjoyed as a spectator because the gameplay is kind of ass. But it's such a fantastic story.
Isn't that also one of those games that really, like, really, like, popularized the whole, like, kind of ish okay gameplay, but, like, spectacular fucking cutscenes?
Yeah, all the cutscenes are spectacular. If you consume it as an 8-hour-long movie, it's amazing. It is such a fantastic story with fantastic characters. The art style is amazing. They just took a lot of these Eastern religious concepts and just ran with it as a stylistic choice. You got a lot of that, India stuff and some architectural stuff, but also like, I don't know how to explain this in a really good way, so I'm just gonna recommend people look it up on YouTube.
Just be like, you don't know how to word it in a way that makes it sound appealing, so you're just gonna go, watch it now.
Super Butterbuns made 2 really good videos about Asura's Wrath. Watch those.
Like, there are... I don't know why, but the, like, folklore creatures that really interest me are the creepy ones. Like, the Japanese teke.
Which one are the bastards?
It's, teke is basically, the story goes that there was this girl who was, there are many reasons, there are many different versions, but
is it Mouth Girl?
No, it's not the slit mouth girl, although she's fucking creepy. Teke is the one who fell on the train tracks and got fucking split in half.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, there's a lot of weird Japanese ones. The Japanese fucking manufacture. Okay, let's start out easy. Okay, we got some mountain spirits, we got some river spirits. It's all okay. Like, oh, what do you have these days? Oh no, we got a fucking
Slit mouth girl and teke.
And like a yokai that spawns from displeased cell phones that don't get charged often enough and eats your rice or whatever the fuck.
I love there are like three main ones that I'm really interested in. The first one is Teke, which the reason she's got her name, as far as I've managed to,
the sound of a train.
Yeah, because like she drags herself on her hands forward.
Yeah.
She can move at speeds upwards of fucking fast. I don't want to say a specific number, fast. So like when she slaps her hands along the ground, it sounds like a fucking train coming in. That's scary.
Like the entire Japanese culture just starting to sound like the SCP forums.
Oh, the meme I sent you the other day, dude. Let me in. I'm a fairy.
Oh yeah, with the yeah, which one? 1741.
Something like that. Oh, that's
Yeah,
fucking
fantastic.
great.
Yeah, no, like there's a lot of really good stuff in SCP too. That like speaking about the overall mythology inspirations. There's so many cool SCPs that have been based on folklore and myth.
I gotta look
Like
into SCPs more, man.
yeah, there's some Santa based ones. There's a lot of really weird religious based ones. Ones based on folklore. I think there's a Where's Waldo based one
I don't
where
mean to
Waldo
derail.
finds you.
I don't mean to derail the conversation, but as soon as you mentioned that like Santa based one, all I could think about was the fucking Christmas event from Sword Art Online scene
Oh
with
yeah,
the
from the
fucking
abridged.
twisted Santa.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh my god, it's so
Ah,
great.
Fantastic. Sword Art Online abridged. Is,
The curator is always right, Foundation.
yeah, such a good fucking thing.
But yeah, like back to the Japanese
Yeah.
folklore. Like we mentioned Teke Teke, the slith mouth girl.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
there's a lot of weird things.
Like,
What?
what is it again? She either comes with like a surgical mask or like a bandana,
Yeah.
and then she goes up to you and asks you, "Do you think you're pretty?"
Yeah.
If you say yes, she rips it off and like, "How about now? Slit your face." If you say no, she screams and slits your face.
Yeah. Like no. Like if you say no, she'll just fucking murder you, and if you say yes, she'll follow you home and then murder you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no,
like
like-
I believe because I've been doing some research into
Yeah,
that
what
as
you
well.
got what you got to do is say now you look normal, and then when she takes it off, it's like now you look normal, and then she'll be like, huh.
Yeah, just confuse the spirit.
He's like, congratulations, you've chosen option C.
Yeah, like would you like A or B? C. Confusion.
Like, okay, let's not go with option D. I was like, I don't know, man, but I can't want you to blow me. Ooh.
And then there's I don't fucking remember the name of it, but there's like this. If you walk in the woods of Japan, like there are a manifestation like skeletons of people who died during war times that like stalk you in the forest and fucking eat you.
Yeah, and it's like, oh no, if you don't use your tools often enough, they'll just develop demons. Congratulations, you didn't use that one weird tool that's like in everyone's fucking cutlery drawer. The one nobody knows what's for.
Yeah,
Congratulations, it's a demon now.
yeah, but that also goes back to the fact that every like the Japanese, as far as I remember, believe that
objects have a
every
spirit.
object has a
Yeah.
spirit. Yeah,
Yeah, God, I wonder how vibrator spirits feel. Or those
violated.
all those sex toys. They're like sex dolls.
My God.
All the spirits in like some random hikikomori's room is just gonna be like, ah!
They probably feel violated.
There's some sort of spiritual counseling going on. Oh,
Welcome to Violated Sex Toys Anonymous.
just like some really sad body pillow.
Oh my god. Just sitting there on the chair. He kind of fucking slitted me.
Oh. So some of them want to go but can't escape the jar.
Oh my god.
Okay, we should really bring this back on track and talk about mythology.
Or folklore. You want to talk about the fucking North American ones?
Yeah, North American ones.
Wendigos.
Wendigos, indeed. That's the popular one. That's the
That's the one that everybody knows about.
Walmart bargain bin North American folklore.
You know what really pisses me off? It's the fact that the most popular rendition of the Wendigo
Isn't that video game with the one with the deer skull?
the deer skull one. The one that the video game you're thinking about is probably Dead by Dawn.
Yeah, something.
No, isn't it? No.
No, you're thinking of Dead by Daylight.
What the fuck's it called?
Something.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, that's the one.
That is, according to what I've seen and heard from several different sources, actually the most accurate representation of a Wendigo.
Yeah, because like there is a theory that particular rendition of the Wendigos, based on the fact that a lot of ungulates out there, like deer and moose and shit, wound up with some severe malnutrition. I do believe there might be a specific condition they wound up with a lot. I don't remember the specifics. Anyway, yeah, they just super malnourished and looked kind of skeletal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you saw a super skeletal, weird, animal coming at you, horns and everything, like a deer or
Yeah.
you're gonna.
Actually, there was I was reading this story, or I've been listening to a lot of like Darkness Prevails and Mister Sinister because I like creepy stories. Um, Somebody talked about seeing a deer like walking like a fucking marionette puppet. Somebody in the comment section actually pointed out that it had this like it probably had this like disease that is basically a mad cow disease, but for deers.
Yeah. Oh, some mad cow disease to crazy caribou,
Yeah.
distressed deer.
No, but like the thing is the reason why the like popular thing with like Wendigos being 7 feet tall, having antlers and all that,
Yeah.
that actually came about because of a movie where the producer didn't actually do any research on Wendigos, apart from the fact that it ate human flesh, until after the movie came out.
Oh, that's what we in the business call no artistic integrity.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good creature design. It just shouldn't have been attached to the Wendigo.
No, because as far as I remember, the Wendigo, its defining features,
Is
it looks
human?
it looks emaciated. It's about 7 feet tall. That is actually, from what I've researched, correct. Don't quote me on that. I am Norwegian. I am not of Native American descent. Please sound off and comment if anything I'm saying is wrong, because I want to learn.
Yeah.
It has like yellow, amber-ish, like dead eyes, and it's defining like how do you know when a Wendigo is around? Its shriek. There's a blizzard coming in, or a foul fucking stench, like rotting animal.
Actually, there's a kind of a running theory that it might be because of prion disease, like tying into the whole thing with Wendigos are born of cannibalism. Yeah, like in a situation of starvation where someone winds up, eating their fellows, their dead kin because of some sort of massive starvation problem.
Or killing them and eating
Yeah,
them.
like you're gonna wind up with some sort of fucking prion disease. That's gonna drive you loopy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you're gonna start charging at random villages to get a bite to eat because you're near death from a prolonged starvation. You're half out of your mind from that, and half out of your mind from the fucking prion diseases. You're gonna be running in at people, and you're gonna be looking like SCP-096.
Yeah, and you also have the whole like super speed and thing like that.
Yeah, it's just strength of desperation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like,
You'd be surprised what you can achieve if you're desperate about achieving it.
yeah, even if you're emaciated as fuck, yeah, like the human adrenaline response and the ability to override the limitations your brain imposes on your body, it's just staggering what people can do.
Yeah, what is it? Your brain will give up about 7 times before your body actually gives up.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not sure about the number, but like, the brain will stop you before you are actually at your max limit.
Yeah.
Several times over.
Yep, and that's my excuse for not getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. You also have the whole like Wendigo psychosis thing.
Yeah.
That is fucking scary though.
Yeah, there's a lot of these things could just tie back to very natural explanations, but not necessarily things that are more comfortable to think about. Like if you're just, Wendigos are just a fun fireside story,
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. When it's like, oh no, Wendigos might be a cultural interpretation of people driven to madness and deceased by starvation, rushing camps in the middle of the night to try to, snatch a 5-year-old to chow down on. That's a little bit more close to home, when you got that whole, I don't know, fucking Jeffrey Dahmer kind of bullshit going on.
It also, as far as I understand, originated as a way of warning people against cannibalism, even in desperate times. Which, I mean, it's probably worked.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of religious kind of, hey, don't do this kind of things probably come down to in logical reasons. It's been theorized that the ban on pork in, I do believe it's both Islam and Judaism.
I know that
it's definitely in Islam. Anyways, let's start there. There's a theory that might have sprung about because around the time that ban was kind of put down, there was it was problematic raising pigs in comparison to raising certain other farm animals because pigs require a lot more food in to get food out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the conversion ratio is bad. So like, the powers that be, i.e. The religious elders or whatever, kind of slapped down like oh no, it's kind of filthy to eat pork or whatever, and just kind of caused that paradigm shift so that people would stop having pigs because it was worsening a starvation situation, which is an entirely fair way of doing things.
Also, if I remember correctly, it was also because pig meat it's easier for pig meat to spoil than it is for other types of meat to spoil.
Yeah, and also,
Which would, you have, first of all, something that is harder to, it yields less foods than it consumes, and it's easier to spoil than other meats.
thus leading to disease outbreaks.
Exactly.
Yeah, so in essence, the whole pig is filthy thing is like, yeah, under those circumstances, pig is kind of filthy and kind of bad for your, food economy.
Yeah, and now it's been so ingrained into it, there's no way to change it.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of these cultural and, folklore and mythology things might just come down to that kind of thing. Like, like, for example, hey, don't leave your windows open or the Fae will come in and nick your baby. I mean, might not be the Fae, but there sure as hell might be a couple of wolves out there that wouldn't mind a bit of a...
Also, keeping your window open on chilly nights. Okay, the Fae might not come and steal your kids, but I guarantee you tuberculosis and pneumonia is.
Yeah, exactly. It's fascinating to watch how these kind of cultural things just develop, and then you wind up with the day today where everything just gets slapped in different kinds of books and video games.
Yeah, also reverse engineering it, looking at the time frame of where it was, in quotation marks, I guess, invented.
Or where it came from.
Yeah, where it originated. That's probably a much better word for it.
Let's stay agnostic about this.
And then, seeing where it originated, then reverse engineering what it was like at that time to see if there's actually like a logical explanation for why it would arise.
Yeah, for example, the theory about the Greek Cyclopes being based on the dwarf elephant skulls.
Mm.
Yeah, stuff like that. What was it that my brain was trying to poke at?
I don't know. I'm not inside your brain, so.
Yeah, but be happy about that.
I am.
Okay, so let's have a look at other Norse ones in particular. Like one of the other big, easy to spot ones would be Huldra.
Oh God.
Yeah, super hot chick.
With a cow's tail.
Yeah, she's got a cow's tail. Other than that, she's the stereotypical 10 out of 10?
Yeah,
kind of
I guess you could probably draw some comparisons between Huldra and the Fae with the whole trying to lure unsuspecting people into the depth of the forest.
Kind of more like a siren, I'd say.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a better one. Yeah.
Yeah, like Huldra again isn't as nasty as the sirens. Like lots of the Norse ones, some of them are terrifying, like Lekken.
Oh yeah,
hey, you want to get pulled under and
you want to get drowned, eaten, and never found again? You little bitch, come into my lake.
Come into my lake and let's get you wet.
But a lot of the Norse mythology or folklore, honestly, isn't that terrifying. It's just a cautionary tale in many senses.
And a lot of it's kind of grim. One of my favorite stories about Odin. He was walking along. He was on a beer run for the gods.
Let's call it that.
Yeah. He was gonna fetch some of that special god brew. He was doing a beer run, and he came across a field full of guys just doing a harvest, scythes and everything. So he just walks up to the fence and he goes hey, lend me a scythe for a moment, and he grabs his divine sharpening stone and just kind of whetstones the bastard and fixes this scythe up real nice and good.
Yeah,
and he does that to all the sides, and they're like, "Whoa, these things are super good now. Can we have that stone?" And Odin's like, "Yeah, sure." And he just tosses it to the group, and they all scramble for it and kill one another with the sides in the mess, just accidentally.
Oh God!
And Odin just kind of entirely unperturbed, just kind of walks away.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's. But like
Yeah.
that's also a thing that people like. Whenever people speak of Odin,
Yeah.
that they're always like, oh, he's got his spear, his ravens. He's like the All Father. And he
He's so
loves
wise
war.
and like he's
He's a wise man. He's a fucking wanderer.
yeah, he just doesn't give a fuck though. Like Odin is like if you cause your own like problems, he's not gonna fucking help you. He's gonna be like, well, you did that shit to yourself. Now deal with it, bitch.
Yeah, perfect example. The sides.
Yeah, besides, and like a lot of other like the Norse gods in general, like some of them were kind of cunts.
Oh yeah.
But like not
Look at Loki.
yeah, like Loki's he was more of a what should we call him? Like
He was a trickster.
yeah, pathological liar, kleptomaniac, a little
Whoremonger.
bit. He's like the 4chan of Norse mythology.
Oh my god. Yeah, we're definitely having people showing up at this house now.
Oh no, they're gonna send Anonymous at me. They're gonna fucking DDoS my air fresheners or whatever.
Oh, you make fun of them, dude. 4chan can be fucking scary.
Yeah, like when they track down Shia LaBeouf's flag.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on track.
Yes.
Yeah, like the Norse gods, some of them tended to wander around and
Yeah, but like
hang out with regular people. Like the whole tale with just Thor parking his chariot and be like, hey, you guys want to eat my goats?
yeah. Or like, you know, like some of them were honestly just really chill. Like, what was it, Baldur? Was he the one killed by mistletoe or whatever?
Yeah, Baldur, yeah.
Yeah, like, he's just like, he was so nice and innocent. Like, all the things in the entire world just simultaneously agreed, like, sure, we won't fucking hurt him.
Except mistletoe.
Yeah, but that's also because mistletoe was like, oh no, I'm just a tree. I would never be able to hurt him anyway. And then Loki just fashioned an arrow out of it and being like, hey, shoot this fucker.
Yeah, like that was actually used as a bit of a plot point in the God of War, the Norse God of War one.
Oh, yeah, the most recent one?
Yeah, I don't know if you played it.
Haven't yet.
I didn't either, so do you mind if I spoil it for you?
Sure.
Okay, so...
So, massive spoilers for God of War. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a timestamp up.
Okay, so they integrate Kratos into it, because... Yeah, the dad of Loki was never really explored much in original Norse mythology. As far
right, because the boy is Loki.
Yeah, Atreus is Loki.
Yeah.
And what we know about his Loki's dad is that he was just sort of a violence incarnate kind of guy. Yeah, like everything kind of fits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Baldur gets the whole immunity thing going, like I said, sort of a gift from his mom, and but he goes crazy from it because he can't feel pain anymore. Nothing can hurt him. And
I guess this is the point where we cut back.
He sees it as a curse, so he goes off the rails.
Yeah, cause one of the first boss fight or something like that is just Baldur showing up at your house covered in tattoos, being like, "Hey, you want to fucking fight?"
Something like that, yeah. And then
that's fucking great.
The real post-credit scene, like the true ending kind of thing, just has Thor showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen that clip?
No.
It's kind of like, ooh, I'm excited about a sequel now, especially after you kill Thor's sons. And they're like, the second one, like the one who doesn't get killed. But
here's the thing though that I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Based on this whole thing. Because Atreus is Loki.
Yeah.
If that's the case, how come, seeing as Atreus is a kid, how come Jormungandr exists? Given the fact that Jormungandr
Time travel.
Okay.
Okay,
fair.
Yeah.
Because Jormungandr is Loki's son.
Yeah, and so
same with Hel and Fenrir.
Yeah. So there's another point to point out, which is Kratos kind of screws up the whole prophecy about Ragnarok and sets it off 100 years early.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's like that's why Thor's sons were so when you kill one of them, the other one goes like, what the fuck? Because they were prophesied to survive until
Ragnarok.
Yeah, exactly. So when one of them dies, the other's like, what the fuck? That's not supposed to happen. This isn't in the script. Come on, don't start.
This wasn't in the script. What the fuck?
Don't start ad-libbing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, it's
Whose line is it anyway?
fucking Norse mythology is crazy.
Yeah.
I love the fact that like Ragnarok is supposed to like be the end of the world with like all the gods dying and all the Jotuns dying and like
And
stuff like
two
that.
people surviving. And
Yeah,
stuff,
because like after it all settles down, the land is supposed to rise up again, and like two people are supposed to like start repopulating the earth or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, like the big ass smackdown of the gods, the Einherjar stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
Like everything going down.
Oh,
Odin
man.
dying, Thor dying, like Thor taking out Jormungandr but dying to its venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Fenrir just fucking murders Odin.
Yeah. No, but like one part of because I used to read a lot of Norse mythology when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was my big thing when I was a kid. All the other kids were reading like the Very Hungry Caterpillar and shit like that. I was like, I want to learn more about how the world was created by killing Ymir.
Very hungry caterpillar. Go with a very hungry world serpent.
Yeah. I distinctly remember the story about how they chained up Fenrir.
Yeah.
With the Tyr sticking his hand in its mouth.
For the guarantee, like, yeah, sure, if we're pulling a trick on you, you can bite my hand off.
Yeah, and then they pulled the trick on him, and like...
He bit his hand off.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Tyr doesn't even flinch at the fact, like, he's just accepted his fate of losing his hand.
Yeah, it's like trading a hand for restraining Fenrir is a very good bargain.
That's a good fucking deal.
Okay, one hand, Doomwolf. On the other hand, no hand.
On one hand, restraining Doomwolf. On the other hand, what other hand?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, the dwarves made the fucking chains out of like the sound of a cat's footfalls and all
shit like that.
Mystical shit.
Oh man, it's great.
Yeah. Like the dwarves made it out of stuff that don't make sense.
Yeah.
And so they used it to trap a wolf that don't make sense.
Yeah.
The big bad wolf that'll huff and puff and blow your apocalypse down.
Oh man.
Yeah. Fucking Odin though, he really earned his whole wisdom shit. Because he sacrificed, the reason he's one-eyed is because he pulled it out of his fucking head as a sacrifice at the Well of Mimir to, gain knowledge.
Yeah.
He nailed himself to the world tree for 3 days?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
No, didn't he hang himself on the world tree?
Yeah, he just pulled a fucking, he pulled a Jake Paul video and got himself hooked on the old tree for a while. And boom shakalaka, he's now the smartest, wisest bastard around, and he plays chess with a head.
Oh yeah, isn't the head Mimir?
No,
No, isn't it like the Well of Mimir has like this bucket with a head in it that's like all knowing or shit like that? Or am I remembering incorrectly?
Yeah, you're remembering incorrectly. It's hard to keep track of all this stuff, and I'm going a little bit brain foggy right now. Oh yeah, fun fact: Odin's ravens,
Hugin and Munin.
Yeah, those the names translate to thought and memory.
Huh. I was not aware of this. I've been reading about Norse mythology since I was 10. I'm currently 24 and was not aware of this.
Yeah. Also, what about that time Outguard Loki just screwed around with Thor? And okay, let's tell this story. So Thor was going to Outguard Loki's place. Well, he was going out and about, and he was going to crash at Outguard Loki's place. And Outguard Loki was this... Well, he shared the same name as Loki, and he was a Jotun. He was really good with magic. So the first thing he does is the first trick that's pulled is okay. So on that way, Thor and his entourage go camping in a cave.
Mm-hmm.
And the cave turns out to be like the mouth or something of a giant, like the size of a mountain range or whatever. And in the morning, something I'm a little bit vague on the details.
I don't even remember this story, so if you're vague on the details, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, something goes down. Thor decides okay, fuck this giant. I'm just gonna kill it. And he kind of throws Mjolnir and blows its head off. Then he goes to Althgard Loki's place, who proceeds to challenge him and his entourage, which includes Loki, to some challenges. The one being an eating contest
Mm-hmm.
against this, very hungry guy, between Loki and, the hungry lad, and the hungry lad wins. And it was, I don't remember who exactly, but in a race against, some small lad, and that small lad just kind of immediately appears at the finish line.
Yeah.
And then there's three things specifically for Thor. One is to lift the cat. Lift.
The
Alfgard,
fucking endless cat.
yeah, like the Alfgard Loki's cat, and he he has a real problem lifting this cat. Like it kind of stretches, and he manages to lift one of its feet off the ground. And his other two, before Alfgard Loki goes, all right, stop it, you win. And the other two things was drink from a horn that never emptied, and
because it was connected to the ocean,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, don't start with the spoilers. So yeah, fucking Thor just chugs a good chunk of that, and he's like, "Yeah, this thing never ends, does it?" And he goes like, "No. I think you probably won this one. Yeah, you can put the horn down now." And then the last thing was like he was gonna wrestle this old woman, and he loses. But it takes him like forever to lose. Like it's a really drawn out fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the gang scuttle off, and Alfgard Loki's like, "What the fuck was that?" Because that giant Odin had killed, no, Thor had killed, was actually just an illusion. What Thor actually had done was blow away a mountain. The cat was a metaphysical representation of the fucking world serpent.
Yeah, Jormungandr.
Yeah, Thor had been lifting Jormungandr off of the edge of Midgard. That's not a good thing.
No.
I like Alfgard Loki was just trying to troll the guy, you know?
Yeah, and he basically managed to actually lift one of its feet. If he had managed to lift it all the way up, that would be bad.
It would be worse than Ragnarok. It'd just be immediate world ending, basically. Yeah. The old lady he was wrestling was death. Or aging, like, he shouldn't be able to just touch the thing without immediately succumbing, and he wrestled that lady for a good while, and it's like, and the last thing was the whole chugging the endless horn, which was connected to the world oceans, which had dropped significantly, like. Alfgard Loki just hadn't anticipated Thor being just so out of this world. Thor is probably the most OP out of all of the gods.
Oh, dude,
his stats are just ridiculous. Oh yeah, and the other two challenges, by the way, before we end on that, the guy who raced the small lad who instantly won, that was Thought. The speed of thought.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and the thing that Loki lost an eating contest to, it was a manifestation of fire.
Ah.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, my favorite story about Thor is his cross-dressing adventure.
Yes, where...
the fucking, what was it? The Jotuns had stolen Mjolnir?
Yeah.
And the only way they would give it back was...
No, not Mjolnir. It was
No,
Mjolnir.
it was Mjolnir.
Yeah, right. And he had to wear...
Because the only way they would give it back is if one of the goddesses, I believe it was Freya, would be willing to marry the Jotun king.
Yeah.
And so Freya, of course, was like, fuck that, you're not using me as some sort of bait to get Mjolnir back, you assholes. So Thor just
dresses
fuck it then, I'll just cross-dress as you. And they go down there and he falls for it long enough for Thor to get fucking Mjolnir back and just massacres people.
Yeah, the second he gets his hands on Mjolnir, he's like, okay, I'm killing everyone. I'm gonna do it in dragon. I'm gonna fucking rock it.
Oh my god, Thor is awesome.
The reason they pulled that off is because Thor was allowed to borrow the necklace Brisingamen, who nobody would ever believe Freya would part with.
Yeah, that was also one of the things.
Yeah, that was what really sold his drag act, even though he's
no. Yeah, no, like you got this huge and swole woman with a fucking beard that almost touches the belly button. But hey, he's got this fucking necklace. It must be Freya.
I mean, Loki probably had a little bit of a hand in that shit too.
Yeah, probably. But
Loki
still.
kind of, like, when he's, working with the team, Loki can be kind of useful if he's not off getting raped by a horse.
Oh, Sleipnir.
Yeah, that's a fucking story and a half. Probably.
But how about we move on to some other mythological creatures?
Yes.
Because, like, sure, the Norse creatures are fascinating and all.
And we know a lot about them being,
Norwegian.
huge, swole Viking people, 6'8" hunking hunks.
Sure, let's go with that to make it easier to sleep at night.
I mean, those are all accurate statements.
Yeah, of course there are.
Yeah, they are.
Fucking stick animal. What?
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 I said nothing.
I'll fucking fight you.
One that's always freaked me the fuck out? Skinwalkers.
Yeah.
From Native American lore.
Well, why don't you launch into a tirade? I don't fucking know shit about them.
Oh, really?
Okay, I know some, but I know that you're gonna be better for.
Oh my god, I fucking love Skinwalkers. They're great.
Okay, well.
Because they're, they are like, in certain Native American cultures, or in quite a lot of them, they practice, magic.
Yeah.
Skinwalkers are dark magic users, as far as I've researched. And they can, like, change into different animals. That's why they're called skinwalkers.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're...
Edgy animorphs.
Basically, yeah. But they're fucking cool.
Yeah, of course.
And they're fucking scary.
Like, shapeshifters are cool.
Yeah.
If you do them well. Like, there's a lot of good stories out there. Like, modern stories that are based on shapeshifters in a lot of classical mythological things. Hopefully, we're going to see less of the Zeus kind of shape-shifting thing. It's like, man, I'm going to turn myself in a shower of rain and impregnate all your women.
Oh, man. No, Zeus.
Yeah. Just, man, what are mortal chicks into these days? I'm going to turn myself into a swan and fuck some bitches. Bitches love swans.
Oh, dude. Like, honestly, I can relate to this one so much, and it's the fact that every problem in Greek mythology can be summed up in 5 words. Unfortunately, Zeus was feeling horny.
Or unfortunately, Poseidon.
Yeah, was feeling like a dick.
Yeah, one thing that really pisses me off is when people portray Hades as Greek Satan. Like,
no, but that's a problem for me too. But it stems from this whole like Christianification of everything, where every single deity of the underworld automatically is compared to Satan. Like, for example, Hel from Norse mythology.
Yeah, she's not at all like Satan.
No, or
she's more like Two-Face from Batman.
What's the Egyptian one?
Underworld gods.
Yeah, is it Anubis?
Yeah, Anubis is the god of the mummification rites. You got Osiris, the judge of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
You got
if your soul is heavier than a feather or whatever.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of them. We don't have time for the Egyptians, man.
No. Maybe we'll just make a part 2.
Yeah, we'll just talk all about how Egyptians collected gods like Pokemon cards.
Oh my god. Egyptians were the original furries. Changed my mind.
I'm not planning on it. Sekhmet was kind of fun, though. Yeah, like, the gods were like, okay, these humans aren't really worshipping us enough these days. Let's just send Sekhmet to massacre a bunch of them. But then Sekhmet went a little bit murder crazy and kind of murdered too many of them.
Yeah.
So the gods had to, like, put a stop to her by filling a valley with a wine that looked like blood. So she'd drink herself unconscious. And then they kind of, like, came and, like, picked her up when she was, drunk off her ass. And were, like, looking at the humans going, like, sorry. She's super sheepishly, like, yeah, we didn't intend for this to happen. Please don't fucking, like...
I just
don't
remember...
send an angrily worded letter. We didn't mean for it to go this far.
I just remembered something. Isn't there a fucking Egyptian god called Isis?
Yep. She was Osiris's wife.
Yeah, that's what it was.
She's one of the main guy, good guy kind of thing, main characters. Like, she's one of the biggies. And, like, goddess of, what exactly was it? Like, she's a familial mother goddess of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what kind of gods have always fascinated me?
What?
Forest gods. Like Cerberus.
Yeah, like Serennunos.
Huh?
Yeah, Serennunos. It's spelled, but I can't ever pronounce it correctly.
Is it
Cernunnos?
Cernunnos or something? Yeah,
Cernunnos? That guy, the horny dude. Like the
yeah.
horned god.
Oh, what the fuck's that? Like, one from, Heathen Smite. I just can't remember his name. Giant Groot looking motherfucker.
I never played Smite.
He's either from
Naruto?
Greek or Roman mythology, if I remember correctly.
Greek or Roman, and it's a he
I
closely tied to plants.
I don't know if it's a he, because in my opinion, at least from what I've seen, a lot of gods are, morphing in that sense.
I don't know. It could be Gaia.
No.
Well, Demeter, no, she's more of a harvest chick.
I'll just look it up after we've recorded this episode, and I'll post it on the screen which fucking god I'm thinking of.
Yeah, we should just delete this whole ramble because this is
yeah, let's do that.
We're just going
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So what should we talk about now?
It's always kind of interesting, speaking of the cultural influence, like pop culture influence that's been had by mythology and folklore. What are your favorite examples of that?
Ooh.
Like, you mentioned Smite earlier.
Yeah, I mean, like, Smite is... Well, I mean, that segment got cut out, but still. Smite is, in my opinion, fascinating because, first of all, you got, like, all these giant gods just fucking pitted against each other in battles, similar to League of Legends and all that.
Yeah.
But it's also a fascinating way to learn about different gods. For example, I didn't know anything about, for example, the Mayan gods until I started playing Smite.
Oh, no, they're epic.
Oh, they're fucking crazy. What the fuck is his name? The guy with the giant fucking bongo drums? He's like a rain god?
Don't fucking try to make me pronounce them, please. Like, I really like...
you know which one I'm talking about,
yeah.
though. Yeah, like, that guy, holy shit.
Yeah, like, I've been doing a lot of reading up on my old knowledge about the Aztecs, Inca, and Maya, because those are some really fascinating fucking cultures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I've been launching into a lot of shall we say, talks about it recently, particularly because I'm reading some work that does pull a lot of inspiration from those three and their cultures and histories. It's always nice to see modern authors pulling from not only history but also inspiration from folklores and stuff. Also, outside of the traditional Western sphere.
Yeah.
Like seeing the nods and the parallels with in the stuff I'm reading to the rise of the Aztec Empire is, as a history buff and as a mythology buff and everything, it just tickles me the right way.
I find one of my I've got an answer to the question about, like, what is my favorite example of that, and this is the fact that I love Supernatural, like the TV show Supernatural. But one of the things I hate what they did with the Rougarou episode, where they portrayed it as like some sort of genetic malfunction where you just start eating humans and you're insatiated with that. But what I really love, like the Rougarou is actually like a werewolf of Louisiana kind of thing, because it comes from the French word loup-garou, because Louisiana was originally settled by French settlers.
Explains a lot, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
And then it went on to become, what we know today as the Cajun culture and all that. But what they did with the whole, like, Hellhounds and Crossroad Deals thing,
mm-hmm.
where, like, they actually start off with the Robert Johnson legend, the blues musician, who has You've never heard about this?
I'm blanking. I had
Robert Johnson was a very famous blues musician in, like, the 20s.
Uh-huh.
The 1920s and 1930s. And he has so many fucking occult references in his song, it's not even funny. Like Hellhound on My Trail, Crossroad Blues, shit like that. Where it's like, it's so many references to, like, making a deal at the crossroads to become, like, the greatest blues musician. There are still rumors circulating today. And the way they incorporated that into the show.
That he just did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's the whole basis for that episode.
He ran into Hillbilly Fossegrimmer.
Sure, I guess. But no, like the way Supernatural does it with like incorporating so many folklore things. Like they've done episodes on Wendigos. They've done episodes on a lot of episodes on vengeful spirits, for examples. They've done episodes with demons. They've done episodes with Rougarous, which I fucking hate that episode to this goddamn day. One of the few Supernatural episodes I really hate. What other fucking creatures have they done? Oh yeah, they've done like physical manifestations of the 7 deadly sins and all that. It's so fucking great.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. The fuck are you doing?
I'm looking for my Throne of Eldraine magic cards because Magic the Gathering also, I'm just gonna not look for them, but Magic the Gathering also pulls a lot of stuff from mythology and folklore, obviously. Like, for those who, are interested but don't know, Magic the Gathering it's set within like a multiverse, and you got some characters that can move between different planes, quote unquote, of this multiverse. And a lot of them have themes based on certain cultures, historical periods, or mythologies. You got, for example, a plane of Theros, which is basically Greek mythology. You got Eldraine, which is Shrek the card game, in a sense. And like those two in particular are one of my favorite kind of ones to reference. When we're talking about this kind of subject, or the relatively newer Kaldheim set, which is based on Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really nice to see how all of these folk tales and mythologies can come together in the modern day to create the basis for new and interesting stories to tell.
Yeah.
How long have we been ranting now?
Yeah, that's kind of what I gotta start checking. Yeah, we're closing in on the end of the episode. So actually, before I forget this, I haven't told my co-host about this, but this episode is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Is it?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just hoping to freak you the fuck out.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to lay down a policy on like stuff that's allowed to sponsor us. Raid isn't it?
No, we're never gonna be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
If I'm gonna like be sponsored by something, it's gonna be something I ethically agree with. And
dude, you have no idea. Like when I was on the bus up here, I was so like tempted to like pull out my notebook and like start writing out like a script for if we like a legit script for like sponsored by Raid Shadow Legend. Just pull that out like this episode is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legend. Start rambling off, see how long I would get before you would just fucking slap me.
Probably not long. Raid is super sketchy. It's just I don't like those kinds of games or entertainment media that are designed like with the express purpose of only pulling you in and then just sucking money out of you. Like that fucking train simulator that's got DLC.
Yeah, DLC worth like $2,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
that's like a good... Okay, this is not about folk tales. This is about folk horror.
Yeah, no, sorry. This last few minutes are probably going to be a little bit of tangent before we wrap this episode up. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, fucking ethics in entertainment. Like, some people are like, oh, but they're in business, they need to make money. Yeah, they can make money in better ways. Like, make money by making a good game people want to fucking buy. Don't make money by just, oh, hey, why don't you join? It's free. If you join now, you get these free, this free sample of the currency you have to buy with real money to get...
And it's impossible to get anywhere in the fucking game without this, like, in-game currency.
Yeah,
and we're going to give it to you at such a small increment that you're either going to get frustrated and uninstall the game or sink your entire fucking paycheck into it.
It isn't just pay to win. It's basically pay to have any chance at playing the game in a way that doesn't suck even
It
worse.
isn't pay to win, it's pay to enjoy.
Yeah, like, it's basically impossible to play Raid Shadow Legends and a lot of games like it without sinking huge amounts of money into it to keep relevant with the meta or whatever.
Yeah, but you see that in a lot of games. For example, I remember when I first got a smartphone, like a couple of years, I'd say a couple of years back, a few years back. there was this like Simpson game, like the Simpson Tap and Click or whatever the fuck it was called, where you like build buildings and complete missions.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and the only way I was able to like get anywhere in the game was if I started spending money.
Yeah, just that shit ain't happening, man.
No, like do something like one of the greatest examples I can think of somebody who's done it like really good is World of Warcraft, where it's like they've created a great game that people pay a monthly subscription for because it's good, and then they drop DLC every now and then.
Yeah, or Conan Exiles. Yeah, it's yeah. A lot of people complain about the DLC in that one. I personally enjoy them, like where you're not forced to get the DLC to have the game be enjoyable, or to have a chance at actually, Yeah, just in short, I don't like predatory business practices. If you the listener wanna find a bunch of videos on predatory business practices in the gaming industry, look up the YouTuber Jim Sterling.
Oh, good God, yeah. Or, well, I mean, rest in peace, Total Biscuit. But Total Biscuit has a lot of videos about... Had. They're still up, so he still has them, even though he's dead. But still, he has a lot of videos on, like, fuck you, gaming industry, this is not okay type of shit.
Yeah.
And he also does that a lot with his, like, WTF series. Which, where he talks about why certain things in games are not okay. He was so fucking pro-consumer.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? I think this might be the topic for the next podcast.
Yeah, if you're not pro-consumer, you're anti-consumer.
Yeah.
If you're not with us, you're against us.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Yeah, well, call me a Sith then, because I don't want to see fucking people with gambling addictions exploited by loot boxes.
No.
It makes me angry.
Well, I guess that's a topic for the next podcast.
Yeah. Man, as a gamer, let me say, fuck gaming.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I've mostly started using my Xbox for Netflix, YouTube, and Disney+.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one game. Factorio. Ever played it?
No, you've mentioned it on several occasions.
Yeah. It's DRM free.
Huh.
Yeah. You can fucking easily get a pirate copy of the game. In fact, they kind of rely on people getting pirated copies of the game because the modding scene is integrated into the purchased copy. So, like, you can enjoy the game as is kind of by pirating it. But if you want to do all the modded shit or play with others properly, you kind of gonna have to buy it, and it's not that big of an investment. So it kind of gives people a chance to play the game for free in a sense, like a demo. Although the game does have an official demo too, I believe. Well, they can screw around a bit, but like the mods for Factorio are fucking baller, and that's why people wind up buying the game even if they pirated it. I never did pirate it. I just bought it right off the bat because I like that kind of shit.
But yeah, no, I think we're going to have to start wrapping up this podcast because we're at the 1 hour mark.
Oh, yeah.
So, this has been interesting, like discussing folklore and mythological creatures. This is something we're both really interested in. If there's like a mythological creature that you really fucking love and we didn't discuss it today, sound off in the comments. We want to hear what you guys find fascinating as well.
Yeah. Or you can, fuck off.
Yeah, or you can just tell us, no, you're fucking stupid for liking this thing that I don't like.
Yeah,
because nobody's allowed to have an opinion on the internet that disagrees with anybody else, right?
We walked a lot in circles this time around, though. I think me in particular brought up the same thing several times over because of my stupid memory.
Nah, I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking care.
Well, anyways, if you enjoyed, join us next week where we'll be discussing predatory business strategies and our favorite anti-piracy methods. Jesus, my brain, please function. I know it's late.
There's so many tangents I want to go off on right now.
Yeah, you're going to have to save that because we're ending it now.
Yeah, but come on. I'm such a boiling ball of rage.
Goodbye, everybody.
Let's end it. Let's end it all.
Goodbye.